Welcome to What's Brewing. I'm Mark. Today we're sitting down with Madi Conrad, Miss Louisiana Collegiate USA, for part 2 of her interview. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and roll that beautiful B-roll. Maddie, thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
So in case people missed the first part, can you tell them who you are and what you do?
Yes, so I am Madi Conrad. I am Miss Louisiana Collegiate USA, and I have also been singing the national anthem for the Houston Astros for about 4 years.
It's amazing. So in the first part, we kind of covered going through, Miss Louisiana Collegiate USA. We covered your time with the Astros. If you want to catch that video, you can see the link in the bio. But I kind of want to get into, because we talked about the pageant, but let's talk about kind of your collegiate career. So where are you currently in school?
So I'm a senior right now at UL Lafayette. I'm graduating this May, fingers crossed.
Mhm.
I'm graduating with my bachelor's in psychology with a minor in political science, and I just found out that I got into LSU Law School, so I'm really, really excited about that. So I'll be moving to Baton Rouge in August for the next 3 years to get my law degree, and then I'm planning on moving back to Lafayette. I've lived here my entire life, and I love it so much. It's my home, and I really don't want to leave.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
So what led you into getting into law?
So I actually didn't start off in a law career path. I actually started off in nursing. Throughout like my entire high school career, I wanted to go into the medical field. I just didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I majored in nursing, and I realized it just wasn't for me. I'm not a science person. I'm definitely an English and history person, not a STEM girly at all. But I decided to change my major, and I had always been really good at psychology in high school. I always found it very interesting, always made straight A's. And so I decided to major in it. And whenever it was time for me to declare a minor, I was like, political science sounds kind of interesting. I just don't know what I want to do yet. So I kind of stuck with that major and minor, just kind of figuring out what I wanted to do. And I started looking into law school kind of the beginning, halfway through my sophomore year. I started studying for the LSAT, and I took it twice. I applied to a couple different schools around the state, but I ultimately decided on LSU just because, based off of tours I took all over the state, that was just the one that I felt would benefit me the most. And I am very, very excited about it.
That's awesome. So with law, as you may know, there's so many a broad spectrum of what you can cover.
Absolutely.
What was some of the things in the study of law that you kind of pique your interest or anything like that?
So something that I took a class on really recently that has piqued my interest is contract law. I never thought it was something that I'd be interested in, but after looking more into it, it's kind of something that I possibly want to do in the future. I'm really into sports law and entertainment law whenever it comes to contracts. So essentially representing an athlete, kind of negotiating with them and whichever league they're affiliated with to negotiate how much money they should get paid whenever they sign their contracts, what exactly needs to be said in the contracts. But that's definitely something that I'm interested in because I'm a huge sports fan, whether it's football, baseball. But yeah, that's kind of something I'm interested in.
Which is, it's quite amazing. Not only do you sing the national anthem for people, which is all about, patriotism in our country, but you also want to make sure you can study the law and help people by it.
Absolutely.
Do you think you're ever going to be singing the national anthem in a courtroom?
That's a good question. That's a very good possibility. That's a very good possibility.
That's amazing. So let's say it's how long is law school?
3 years.
3 years. So
Yes.
after the 3 years, you said you're going to be moving back home.
Yes.
So when you move back home and you start getting into your practice and everything like that, it's going to be really crazy.
I know.
And to really think that, from where you started to where you're going to be.
Exactly. I did a complete 180. I went from STEM field to law school.
That's amazing. Well, I have to say it's been quite nice getting to sit down with you
Thank
getting
you
to learn
so
a lot more
much.
about you because you're so driven. You don't really
Thank
meet a
you.
lot of people who are younger who are very driven and have taken the time outside of, you know, just going to school or doing a job to really try to one, get involved in different things in the community. Number one. Number two, get involved in things like singing national anthems for major league ballparks, being a part of something that, or an organization like Louisiana Collegiate USA that not only does things as helps young women, but also does ambassadorial things for different places. So it's really great to sit down with you, and your desire to decide to start studying law and helping people in that way is also something to be admirable of. So Maddie, thank you so much for sitting down
Thank
with
you
us.
so much for having me.
No problem. Well, that's going to do it for us here over at What's Brewing. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button, crush that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell to keep up to date with videos that we produce. But until the next one, have a good one.